Good morning. We're getting ready for coffee with Casper. We're looking to hit the air here. Any old second. Let me know that you can see me. There we go. There we are. We are live. There's the Casper. Here's the coffee. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook Live. Let me know where you are. What are you doing with that foot? What are you doing with that foot? Don't put that foot in my microphone. Okay. Here's the mountain doggy over here. Another doggy over here. Good morning. Let me know where you are. I, of course, can't see you on YouTube. Good morning from North Carolina. Nice to see you this morning. Good morning from Boise. Good morning from we got more. Oh, Boise. We got David and Loretta and Jeff. Hi, guys. Nice to see you this morning. It's 8:29. We're about to gong in. Let me know where you are. We're happy you're here this morning. Trust that your Passover was passed over and that your Easter was fulfilling and your resurrection is complete. Look at that puppy dog got mud all over me. Good morning. Let me know where you are and what you're about to do. Well, we're about to enter into Coffee with Casper. That part we know. Got some fun stuff to share today. And it's 8:29. We're about to gong in. I had lots of sun over the weekend. And probably not enough sunscreen. We're glad you're here. Good morning from Las Vegas. Good morning from San Diego. Good morning from North Carolina. We got some folks from North Carolina today. Good morning from Oregon. Good morning from Eureka, the Reverend Angelica Jane. Nice to see you this morning. All righty, we're glad you're here. It's 8:30. Let's gong in. So everybody, let's take a deep breath. Let's get this microphone so it doesn't get lost on us. Let's everybody take a deep breath. Allow that breath to rise up into your heart center. Allow the shoulders to relax. And just give your body this 20 minutes. We're just going to hang out. We're looking for any idea that might heal, that might uplift, that might inspire, that might comfort, that might bring a little more wisdom. I know how wise we are. We're all gathered here because we are. Good morning from San Diego. We're gathered. Good morning from Palm Desert. Nice to see you this morning. We're gathered here because we're in a change of humanity. This is this pandemic that has, of course, pandemic means it goes across the world, across borders. It has changed circumstances. It's nothing like we've ever seen in our time. And the good news is that the mind of man and the mind of the one mind that we are all using is beginning to work together to reveal the newness that will come out of this, the change. And we are all deciding how are we going to be changed as we go forward. And how are we going to return to a place in consciousness where we understand that all souls are created equal and the opportunity to thrive in this lifetime, to fulfill your purpose, exists for everybody. And of course, that is all dependent upon where we put our attention. That means what's happening in our consciousness. So I wanted to tell an ancient teaching story. It's a really good story. And it helps give us an insight into what's happening in our world. Again, let me know if you're watching on Facebook. I can see where you are. Let me know where you're checking in from. We're glad to have you here this morning. So here's the story. The story is of a photographer, and he wants to go to the Himalayas, and see the 7 wonders of the Himalayan. And he wants to photograph them. And he understands that this is an arduous journey to catch all 7 of these wonders in the Himalayas. And so he seeks a Sherpa. He seeks a guide, and the Sherpa is to carry them the lamas and the gears necessary to do this work. And when he goes out to hire the Sherpa, he tells the Sherpa, I know that it takes 7 days to see the 7 wonders of the Himalayas. He says, but I only have 3 days. I have an editing deadline. I've got to get these photos. So I'd like to do it in 3 days. And the head Sherpa says, well, You can't do it in 3 days. It takes 7 days to see the 7 wonders. He says, I know, but I need to do it in 3 days, so I'll pay you double what is normally the rate. And the Sherpa says, well, it can't be done, but we can hit the trail. And so they hire a bunch of Sherpas and the lamas and all of the gear, and they take off to take these photos of the 7 wonders. And they go day 1, and they get to 1 wonder and 2 wonders, and they go to day 2, and they get to 3 wonders and 4 wonders, and they go to day 3, and they're on the trail, and they're on the move trying to catch 3 more wonders in 1 day, and they're rushing, and they're moving, and all of a sudden, all of the Sherpas sit. They just stop moving, they sit with their lamas, and they sit on a rock. And the photographer runs back to the head Sherpa. He says, what are we doing? We can't stop now. We have to go. We have to go. And the Sherpa says, they won't go. And he said, what do you mean they won't go? He says, well, I paid you double for everybody to go. He says, well, they won't go. He says, well, okay, well, I'll pay you triple. I'll pay you triple. We need to go now. He says, no, they won't go. And the photographer says, well, why are they sitting? Why won't they go? And the Sherpa says, they are sitting, waiting for their souls to catch up. Now, I tell you this story now as we look out at the world, as we see the headlines bouncing around, as we see humans who are seeking to wake up, dividing themselves by race, color, creed, by political association, and believing that the other is a problem. And that's a kind of tribalism that happens when we're in reaction, when we're going so fast. And even though those of us who were working our way through the pandemic, working our way to find a way to stay healthy, to find a way to safe, finding which guidelines we could function under, finding how we could connect in love, even in the midst of the storm. And this, all of a sudden, as we begin to get solutions, as we begin to see the vaccines coming out, as we begin to see more and more people getting confidence, we see a rush to get back to normal. And that rush is pushing on us when our souls need time to catch up. This has been a trauma around the world. It's certainly been a trauma in our personal lives. It's been a trauma if you have friends or loved ones who either got the disease or had serious circumstances related to the disease, and souls who lost family and friends over the disease, over the virus. This rush to get back is kind of like the photographer pushing to catch the 7 wonders before we're ready to see them, before we're ready to embody them, to really appreciate them. So we're kind of in the same situation here in the human condition. We're rushing, and in the rushing to get back to quote-unquote normal, we're in reaction. And in reaction to this soul and this group and that group, and this point of view and that point of view. And reaction is normal, but humans have a capacity that other creatures don't have. We have something greater than fear or flight. And that is that we can use our minds to determine how will we respond. Now, the difference between a reaction and a response is a reaction is much like when the doctor hits your knee and the reflex pops out, the reflex reaction, the response. It happens automatically. It's a knee jerk. Certainly when the doctor hits your knee, it's a knee jerk. That reaction to what somebody said, or maybe somebody misspoke or said something that they didn't really mean in the way that it came out. You ever had that happen in your own experience, where you said something that's not not the way you meant it to come out. And then people are reacting to it fiercely, like out of fear or flight or anger or resentment or upsetness, or a way that creates a mess in the field all around us. And this is where we have an opportunity to pause, take that breath, and begin to see how it is we choose to respond. We cannot always control the circumstances that are unfolding in front of us because their free will exists everywhere. And not everybody's free will is choosing the same thing all of the time. So that creates a probability that sometimes things that appear to be happening are not directly, we can't control them, they're happening. But we can always control how we respond to what is happening. We can choose to pause and choose how we're going to respond to what's happening in our external experience. Because we know whatever it is that's happening, according to law, we are related to it somehow. We are involved in whatever's happening in our experience. We may not be the cause to everything, but we're related to it. As I've often said, if it's happening to you, you're related to it. And we then can choose how are we going to respond and let our soul come with us instead of rushing ahead out of this animalistic, instinctual fear or flight kind of reaction. And this is very important for us to understand because we see if we, it has been said that human beings, good morning from Arizona, we're nice to see you this morning. Good morning from the desert. Well, right, we've been doing this over a year now. Well, it'll be about a year. Well, it's over a year. No, it'll be a year. Next week will be a year. That's wild, eh? Every Tuesday, we're here for 20 minutes. So here's what we need to go, is that the universe does, in fact, work by law. There is no favorite religion in the mind of the one, in the universe itself. The pie is a living thing, this pie that we call humanity. It's a living thing. And you cannot take something out of the pie and not affect the rest of the pie. It all belongs together. And this idea of cutting it up and separating it out and being against or polarized against one side of the pie, against another side of the pie, or believing your side of the pie is the better side of the pie. There's only one pie. There's only one humanity. There's only one planet. There's only one people. And we need to awaken to the unity of all life and understand that the unity of all life is happening to us and through us, and we are connected to it. And the way that it works is human beings inflamed, human beings stuck in a belief that they are correct and everybody else is incorrect. It has been said, a group of humans, you're safer in a cage of gorillas than you are with humans who are inflamed and righteous about whatever the point of view is. And so we know that there are violent people, we know that there are non-violent people, we know there are people dedicated to peace, and we know that there are people dedicated to war or upsetness or getting the other. And it is as humanity awakens to the unity of all life that we begin to see that it is impossible to divide the pie. However, the universe is a universe of order. It's a universe of laws. And what we find is that the principle of birds of a feather flock together is about a law of vibration. So if you are someone whose energy is focused on being a beneficial presence, whose energy is focused on honoring the other, of all others, the individuality of any other, right? Then you will find that people are responding to you out of that love, out of a sense of compassion, out of a sense of nonviolence. And so we see that those who are leading with love and nonviolence attract nonviolence. Those who are leading with anger and upsetness and resentments, they attract anger and upsetment and resentments. In other words, we attract people that are like the vibration that we are. And the vibration scale is infinite. There are 9 billion some odd people on the planet, and there are 9 billion possibilities in vibration. But all of us that are vibrating in a particular area are attracting like vibration. And that's why we are not attracting violence and upsetness here, because Coffee with Casper, this 20 minutes, is designed to remind us that you are already the ever given. It has already been given to you, all of it. The possibility to respond, to choose how you respond, and therefore to choose the vibration that is emanating from you. Everyone is emanating a vibration. The law of vibration is attracting like vibration. Birds of a feather flock together. And so what this show is all about is that we know there is one life. It is everywhere present. Its center is everywhere. Its circumference is nowhere. And therefore, I find it at the very center of my own existence. And when I choose to live from the center of my own existence, according to the choices that I would like to make, what is your intention about what you're seeking to bring into your life and into the life of those around you? This is, of course, the key. We're glad that you're here this morning. We know that you are centering your awareness on the fact that the ever given, the all given, is given to you. And the way that you receive the all given is by asking and seeking and knocking on your own intentions. Now that would require that we pay attention to what we're intending, right? What is your intention? My wife and I just came from several days with our family. All of us playing together, loving together, supporting each other together. And even in that togetherness, there are different points of view. But there's room in the house for all. And there is no reason to separate from love just because you see something one way and somebody else sees it another way. We can begin to connect by choosing how we respond to the ideas that are different than our own. Yes? Excuse me. Right? So this is where we need to put our attention. That I have the capacity through my choices, through what I'm doing with my conscious awareness. What are you thinking about? What are you dwelling upon? What is the focus of your attention? And deciding each day, as I often say, do not get out of bed until you can greet the day. Deciding each day how are you going to be, what is your intention? Because only by being conscious of your intention can you steer toward it. Only by being conscious of your appreciation of love and those that you love around you can you vibrate out that appreciation and therefore attract appreciation in your own life, that you become someone who's appreciated because you are an appreciator, yes? We become that which we dwell upon. And this is up for all of us. We have the opportunity to choose how we respond to all the circumstances that are happening in our lives. And if we become proactive about what we're consciously intending, we have the capacity to constantly turn in the direction of our own intention and begin to comfortably live our lives and fulfill our purpose. I choose to comfortably live my life and fulfill my purpose. And no one has the authority to change that, or no one has the authority to make me react in any particular way. It's up to me to decide how I will respond to whatever the circumstances are. Now, that brings us to another place, doesn't it? That brings us to the place where we realize there are no favorites. There's only the law of vibration. And when you start vibrating out that which is love and light and truth and wisdom and peace and goodwill toward each and all who you encounter. When you start vibrating out, I see the beauty of your individuality, and I honor the beauty of your individuality. That we realize there is no favorites in the universe. There's no favorite saint, there's no favorite mystic, there's no favorite religion, there's no favorite color, there's no favorite continent, there's no favorite country. Everything is happening in accord with the laws of consciousness and the laws of vibration. And we begin to take that authority that's already been given and begin to steer our course accord with our own desires. My desire is to be an avenue through which healing can happen, through which spirits can be uplifted, through which inspiration can happen, to heal, uplift, and inspire, and then to use that intention and steer toward it wherever I am. And this is something we all have the opportunity to do. So knowing that you are taking advantage, that you are rethinking how you are responding to whatever's happening in your world, so that you become a place of peace and poise and power and balance and an attractor factor to all the good that you are seeking in your life. I choose to comfortably live my life and fulfill my purpose. You are a light worker. Make the choice. Follow those intentions. And always remember you have the right to respond in accord with your own choosing. All we ask you to do, if you find anything valuable in Coffee with Casper, share it. Post it on Facebook, post it on LinkedIn, post it on Instagram, post away if you find something valuable, and that you and I know that we are gathering together the birds of a feather who are awakening in the world to bring forth a new day, a new dawn, and a new possibility in the human condition. So my friends, I'm honored that you're here with us this morning. Sit, relax, refresh your soul. Sit on the rock. Let your soul catch up, and then move forward, gently, easily, gracefully, out of your conscious intention to bring more light and more love into the world. Thanks for being with us today. Until we meet again, we invite you to go in the light, as the light, and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Bye for now.